I'm at a beach in my hometown and ironically in the middle of winter, but isn't it beautiful? This is the sound back here, and right back there is a ferry. So I wanted to answer some questions that came in for me in my role as Director of Leader Communications at World Vision. And one of the first questions was, how could we measure the success of organizations like World Vision? Now, I would say I can't speak on behalf of others because there's many ways to answer this, but since you're asking my opinion, I would ask the question, are we living out our mission? And I have asked this to people in positions of power. If you're only doing one thing well but not the other, there's an imbalance there. For example, if we only promote human transformation and never speak about our faith, then we might be neglecting to bear witness to the good news of the kingdom of God. And the same is true about faith. If we only speak about that and we don't promote human transformation, then we're not living out our faith indeed. I also think it's important to ask those we serve if we're making a difference. If we just distribute food and call it a success, that's just half the story. I think we need to know that the food has improved the life of a child. And also sustainability is so important. And this is why our programs are designed to be sustainable, and we can phase out of communities over time because capacity has been built. The other question that I've gotten is, how can we know that leader communications is making a difference on team engagement and performance? Now, I would say this is a little bit tricky to answer because it requires patience. So I usually don't see annual survey scores improve until after a couple of years of working with a leader, because that's a dedicated leader comm support. And I think it's because staff really want to know and feel that their leaders are for them before they give good marks. Now, if things aren't going well, you're really going to hear about this one way or another. It's more difficult when it goes silent, and that's why you got to go do surveys and focus groups and really ask staff and their management how things are going. But I would say one good way to tell if you're making a difference is if the staff start to hold up their leader as a model for other teams to emulate. That's a really good sign. Because they're just doing that voluntarily because they like what they see. And then sometimes you'll see the leaders of those teams come to that leader and say, hey, I like what you're doing. How are you doing that? And then other teams start to model that behavior. That's a really good sign. And I have seen that with the leaders that I have worked with. So thank you for sending in the questions for me. I've really enjoyed answering them. And if there's others that you have, please leave in the comments below and let me know what your experience has been as well. Thanks so much for watching.